Hi guys, and welcome to the Effing Friday YouTube channel. I am Effing Friday, and we are at the beautiful Road Atlanta in a Porsche Cayman 718 GT4 car for a 30-minute race. And unfortunately, during this race, my microphone actually broke just prior to starting this race, so I am voiceovering this, and so I will be commentating this as a spectator, just like you. So, Road Atlanta, one of my favourite circuits. Absolutely love this circuit. Very twisty, very hilly, as you can see there. We dipped down and then we dipped straight back up again. We're still climbing up, and we're still going to be climbing up to the very peak of the circuit. And this is just our outlet now on qualifying, so we're just literally trying to get some temperature into the brakes. So we're dragging the brakes around with us, and that temperature will actually go into through the brakes and into the alloy wheels, and from the alloy wheels and into the air and the tyres themselves to heat the tyres up and bring the tyre temperatures up, which will give me grip. Now, these Porsches on this new tyre model, for me, it tends to take me probably a good 6-7 laps before these tyres actually come in and start working correctly for me. So it's very, very much a case of it's very important for me to get temperature into these tyres. Now, I'm pretty much done with that now, so now I'm focusing on the start, because this is where you start putting the power down now. And this is the lead on to the start and finish. Now, the first lap is always going to be a bit a trepidatious one for me, so we're going to go very, very steady on this first lap. Again, we don't have the tyres up to temperature where we'd like them to be, so therefore we are going to try our hardest now to just do our best, keep it on track, get a relative time in, and so hopefully on the next lap of this qualifying, because we get 2 laps, 2 shots to do this, hopefully on the next one we will be far, far better. Now, I must apologise, I'm really sorry, I suffer with terrible hay fever, and so I am a bit sniffly today because upon the count is quite high in the UK. But it certainly didn't stop us this night. So this is quite an interesting race, which is why I wanted to get it up onto YouTube. It is something that I did think about, and I wasn't going to because the mic was dead. But it was such a good race, I decided that no, we needed to get this up onto YouTube so everybody can see it. So this was broadcast live on Twitch, twitch.tv/F_in_Friday. If you'd like to join me live, where you can see me do this live and chat to me during the race as well. I do have a brand new microphone now and all is working good. Okay, so that was quite a steady lap from me. Still very steady around there. The tyres are still not where we want them to be. You can just hear the tyres scrubbing along the tarmac there. So here we come now to start our second lap, our last lap that we will have. Now, I'm not one of these people that qualifies really, really well. I tend to be more of an endurance racer. So for me, the endurance side of things really comes into it when I do the GTE races. And for me, doing a 3-hour stint is where I excel, because I can pretty much knock out the same lap times time and time again. So I'll get myself to a point where I'm quick. And I can keep that consistency up within 10th of a second. This is where I pretty much excel. So these sprint races are a bit of a challenge for me, but either way, we give it a damn good go. Got a bit of a bad exit there. Sorry. So as we came out, you saw the lights on the dash flashing, and that's telling me that there is basically no more grip left for me, and I've got to deal with what I've got. The back end was sliding around, so I couldn't get the power down because the back end was just sliding around. So it meant a poor exit onto this long straight on the back stretch, and so really not the greatest of times for me. You can hear the tyres still squealing along the ground there, still trying to understeer off into the grandstands. To just get out the throttle there just a little bit. Alright, P9, 128.038. which is okay. It's okay. We lost some time. We know we did, and we know we're faster than that as well. But we're starting as car number 9, and we are P9 as well. So I'm just going through the setup here. Just changing the fuel level now. So we actually qualified with quite a lot of fuel on board. Now, for me, I like to qualify with a lot of fuel on board because if you end up with a car that's very, very light and you qualify high up the grid, then you have this problem whereby um, when the car is full of fuel, you may not have that pace any longer. And so you are effectively out of position, and that is worrying then because when you do start on the actual race and you start with a full fuel tank, then you can't maintain the kind of speed that you put down in qualifying. So therefore, you end up going backwards. Conversely, there are other people like myself who will qualify on a full tank of fuel that can do this kind of speed on a full tank of fuel and therefore move forwards. So I try to move forwards as best I can with this full tank of fuel now that I'm used to it and I've qualified with a full tank of fuel. And so I move forwards. And as I say, I'm an endurance racer. So I'm used to qualifying with a large amount of fuel and maintaining the speed as best I can throughout the entire stint of the race. And as people go really, really hard on a qualifying lap, they push it to the absolute extreme, and then they come out and get onto the race circuit. They find that they're out of position, they slow down, they use up all their tyres. So when it actually gets to a low fuel point, there's no more tyres left for them to actually push on. So they still can't do the time they set in qualifying. So they are completely out of position, and that's where I benefit because I started in a position I'm relatively happy with, and as people come back to me, I move forward, but I maintain the time. So the places I gain, I pretty much maintain as well. So as I say, this is a little bit different for me because I don't usually do a 30-minute race. It's usually a 3-hour race. So these are outside of my comfort zone, but you know, we like the track, Road Atlanta. It's a fantastic track. It's very, very challenging. It's off camber, it's uphill. There's lots of challenging areas in Road Atlanta. There's lots of high-speed corners, plenty of cornering forces to take into consideration. And so I'm looking
That's
at
the end of the session. P9.
That's it. So end of the session. P9 we're going to start. I'm happy with that.
If you can keep
know
the
that
whole
I can
race,
go
that
faster.
wouldn't be bad.
I know that I can go faster. We know that we were sliding the car, so therefore I know that I could probably get into the 127s, and just a couple attempts will take me to P7, P6 kind of area, and so this could be quite a good race. So there will be a full lap with this start, so we will do a full
Good
pace
luck,
lap.
everybody. Have fun. Good luck, guys.
So we will do a full
Good
pace
luck.
lap.
Radio check, test 1, 2. You guys got me? How
Good
about you,
luck.
Earl? You got me?
Try not to die.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, bud?
And remember that the car is warmed up.
I got a new antenna that I'm working
Just
with today, so you need to make sure.
Common sense, please.
10,
Even though I'm last.
And 1 to go. Right side on the restart. Close.
Good luck, guys.
So as you can see there's lots of warnings going now about the tyres, about the fact that we need to take it easy and get it done, not get it done on the very first lap, but actually just take our time and get it sorted. So while I'm sitting on the grid here, what I'm actually doing is adjusting the pit stop. So straight out of the gate, iRacing actually puts it to change all 4 tyres, and it tells you to put a full load of fuel back in the car again. Now obviously we don't need a full load of fuel going back in the car, so if we did crash or we had to go into the pits for whatever reason, I don't want them trying to refill my car up to the max.
P9, 30 minutes.
So I do just put a little bit of fuel
David,
in there.
will you space with the GT4?
We don't. I don't go all the way down to 0 or turn off the fueling.
In the left column.
Thank you, Doug, for hosting the stream. Thank you, buddy.
Yes. But stop. I fucked up.
So you can hear me again. Just hitting the brakes. That squeaking that you're hearing is actually the brakes themselves. and it's an audible signal effectively to tell you that your brakes are not up to temperature, so you hear them squealing and squealing away. So I'm dragging the brakes, causing the friction to build, causing the heat to build in them, get the brakes up to temperature, because these are racing brakes, okay? So these brakes are designed to be hot. They're not like your road car that work from basically no temperature in them whatsoever. These are designed to be hot, so if you don't get heat into these, then effectively you have less braking efficiency, and that's what it's all about, it's having that braking efficiency. So I got to keep behind the 14 car, which is straight in front of us. Using the 911 RSR Le Mans livery. So everyone's trying to get temperature in their tyres. This is a multi-class race, so we do have Audi RS3s, TCR cars in this class, and they are behind the Porsches. Porsches are faster than the TCR classes around this circuit. Everyone's weaving now, trying to get some temperature into their tyres as best we can. I find that the braking method is far better, and whoa! Uh-oh, someone's lost it.
Line up behind the 14.
You need to close the gap.
Someone's lost it.
Already crashed,
so I've got to hurry up now. I've got to get back into position. I could get black flag for being out of position here, so I need to catch up.
The tires will get cold.
Yeah, everybody's worried about the tyres. You can hear them. Everybody's worried about these tyres.
Slide back in your seat there, man. Give those belts a good tug.
Alright, so we're back behind car number 14. We've got a bit away from us there. And now I'm not sure if there's anybody to my left. I have a quick glance, there's nobody there. So I'm still
Big man, do your job.
Still a bit trepidatious in case there's anybody there.
You ready for the
confident now that there's no one there. So here we go, into the first corner. First lap, lap one, here we go.
There were people wrecking even at the fucking face lap, so... My expectations were low, but holy fuck.
Apologies for the language there. Alright, here we go. So
Okay,
we made it through the first few corners, down the hill. Alright, now we can start pushing on, and we want to. I think this guy in front is taking it very cautiously. Oh, we got a good exit there. He seems to be slow on the exit. We're alongside him now.
Still there?
Clear left.
We'll take that position from him, fantastic. Oh, he's diving down the inside again. I'm going to have to open the steering and let him through. I give him as much space as I could. I was up against the curbs, and there he is, back through again. That was okay. I'm not fussed about that manoeuvre. He saw the opportunity, he went for it. I gave him racing room. It was a bit of a lunge, in my opinion. Bit of a lunge there, but he saw the opportunity and he went for it. I see my opportunity now. I signal my intention. I go early and take it down the inside. Alright, now I'm pretty slow through there because I was out of position. Gotta just be careful on the accelerator again. Don't push out too wide onto the grass there. He's looking, he's not going to make the dive this time. We get a good exit around there, and he's sliding wide and has to go at the accelerator, and that gives us a bit of a gap now. So, face forward.
Justin, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
We're looking forward now. I'm not concentrating on the guy behind. I'm looking forward to see what's happening. We're all nicely bunched up. A bit wide, didn't get quite to the apex there. I think I turned in a bit late.
Murphy, the gap's now.
He got a bad exit though, so we're going to go take him now.
Still there.
Clear right.
Clear.
And we take him round the outside. One effing Friday goes round the outside, round the outside. Fantastic. 2 positions made, and we're only on lap 2. Let's see how many more we can get. So they're beginning to string out a little bit now. Just begin to get a bit.
Sorry about that yet.
A bit more strung out now, so it's going to be harder now as you go forward to catch these people. It's going to take some real concentration. Tyres are still not up to temperature. You can hear them just sliding across the ground. push as much as we can.
The leader has just done a 127.9.
127.9, that's blistering
The end,
pace.
that lap was a 128.6.
Tyres still sliding. Not bad through there though.
Just fucking go forward after the crash.
Oh dear. So things are happening in the Audi TCR field.
Level of IQ is
I
negative.
don't think that we're actually going to get to lap the TCR cars. I think that the distance is just short enough that we won't be able to catch up to them. Not a bad exit out of there, I like it, use all the rumble strips. Got a good exit out of there.
Gap to Taylor ahead is now 0.6.
1.6 seconds to Taylor. We are going for him. Oh, 1.6, 0.6. Ah. Alright, that wasn't too bad out of there. But a good end to the lap. See if we can keep this going.
That's a new fastest lap for Stanley, 127.9.
Just couldn't quite get that turn in. Couldn't get to the apex of the corner.
0.2 off the pace. You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 1.
Tyres are still not in yet. You can hear them still sliding along the ground.
The gap to Murphy behind is now 0.4.
Murphy hasn't gone away yet. He may have let us round the outside, but he's still with us.
Just ignore him, he'll go away.
It's good round there. We're getting quite close now. It looks like we are definitely catching the guy in front. And hopefully we can continue like we had last time, a good end to the lap. Our last lap time was a 1:27.8 as opposed to Taylor's 1:28.0, so we were 2/10 of a second faster than him. And he is caught up in a bit of traffic now. The tyres are beginning to be a bit more compliant now. I can start leaning on them a bit more. So to get a little lift there just to get the nose tucked in on that car and reach the apex.
The guy behind has just done a 127.5.
Robert gained 2/10 on that lap over us.
Man, you just run me off the road.
We gained 1/10 on the guy in front. But now the tyres are coming in for everybody. It's where we may see either some mistakes or some potential overtaking manoeuvres. Either way, that will work into our hands. We've got a good exit out of there. Great exit, in fact. Really happy with that. He took a very shallow line there. I think he was taking a semi-defensive line. He didn't manage to get to the apex, but we did. That should mean that we get some advantage coming out of here. We should be accelerating quicker than he is. Been able to keep us at bay though. Oh, we're right up on him now. I had to check up the brakes, lock everything up, stop from running into the back of him. I don't know where number 14's head's at right now, but
Fastest lap for Stanley,
he's making some mistakes. I think the pressure is getting to him.
On the pressure, he'll make a mistake.
We will pile on that pressure. Oh, I managed to take that in fourth that time, but it was hard. Grip's not quite there. I had to stab at the throttle a few times to see if I can get it landed. That was a mistake through there as well. So not the greatest start at the beginning of this lap. getting a good exit, good drive out of there. It seems to work well.
Defend your position, don't let him through.
Oh, some overtaking manoeuvres coming in. They'll work in our favour. They'll slow each other down. Oh, the rear tyres just spun up there on the exit of the corner. Means I am going to struggle down here. I'm not going to get the greatest of acceleration out of there. Tyler seems to have stretched out a bit of a lead here, but he is still being hampered. Ran wide into that corner. It's not been the greatest, it's been quite scruffy. It looks like Murphy had a bit of a problem and Kinsley's come through now.
Ahead is increasing. It's now 1.0 seconds.
The tyres are getting better, each lap they're getting a bit better. I wasn't too shabby through there at all, I like that, I like that. I was a bit cautious through there, just a little bit cautious. Concentrating hard though, these guys are not a slouch at all. They are holding each other up though. At the moment I don't feel like I've got the front end grip to turn into that corner heading out onto the straight. It is my weakest corner on this track, but I don't feel like I've got the grip to keep it on the track, so I do take quite a lot of curb, but that does bounce me and put me out of position there. They're fighting, they're going for each other. Now we're slowing each other down. That was a much better corner through there. The front end traction is coming to me. We only understood a tiny little bit. We did well there. We're good. Let's keep going. Oh no! He's made a mistake. He got his tyre off the track and onto the grass and he's spun. And we're through.
P7.
The pressure got to him. We did this. The pressure got to him. We are through. Okay, so now we need to keep our head down. With that fresh air in front of me now, I'm able to concentrate on setting just a good lap, hitting my corners, getting my exits and my entries nailed. Wasn't too bad at the exit at all. The lap time that we're setting is pretty decent.
The gap in front is now 0.8.
Alright, so we're down to 0.8 to the guy in front. Obviously we're not sure on the guy behind how fast he is. Now he has come up through the field by the looks of it. Good drive out of there, good traction, good drive, I like that. Just had to get out of the front just a little bit. Didn't want the car to run too wide. 1:27.4. Catch in, that was 1/10 of a second. We caught this guy in front on that last lap. Michael Schmidt's behind is catching us at 0.3 of a second. Now Michael's come up through the pack, so he's obviously no slouch. So we're going to be wary of him. He may be up on us very, very quickly indeed, depending on how quick Sversev is. Butchering names as I go. So-so exit. But there we are, P7 at the moment, P7. Alright, looks like he's pulled a little bit of time on us. good entry and exit through there. It looks like our lap time is going to be pretty good. So this just shows you that these guys in front are not waiting around. 1:27.370.
Just done at 1:27.4. Schmitz is getting closer. The gap's come down to 1.0.
Alright, we knew this guy had come up through the field. So Schmitz is 0.4 of a second on that last lap faster than we are. Schmitz has really got some pace going on. He'll be with us by the end of the next lap. Got to keep my calm and keep my nerve now. It's very easy to switch off, go to sleep in the middle of this race now. Very, very easy
The gap ahead is now 1.1 seconds.
just to switch off. I need to keep my focus, keep my composure, keep my cool, keep my head down, keep my head in the game, and get this race run. The tyres are definitely on our side now by the looks of it. This is going to be a great time coming up. We had a good exit out of there, so you know this is like one of the fastest times I've set around here. There we go. A 1:27.0. Purple for me as
That was
I
1:27.0.
said. The fastest time I've ever done around this circuit.
Alright, Justin, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. Halfway home. Fuel looks good.
Halfway home. Kind of missed the apex on that one. Kind of run wide. It's not affecting my speed too much by the looks of it. Everyone began the same information as me, saying that we're going to be halfway home. So people are going to start getting their heads down now and really pushing forward and really pushing up. That will work in our favour. If they start battling and start tripping over each other, then they will come backwards towards me, and that will work absolutely in my favour.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We're faster than Schmidt the last time around by just 1/10. Doesn't like we're going to be doing the same kind of lap time again. Well, we're a little bit slower this time. We got a good exit out of that final corner. It's not too bad at all. So we're going to do another consistent time here.
Okay, Justin, don't let this guy distract you.
A 1:27.3. Got a good exit through there. Not so good through there though. Really struggling with that corner at the moment. Don't seem to be able to get the turn in. Struggling to find where the grip is. Puts me off
There is, dude.
centre for the combination corners running down Road Atlanta. But overall we haven't lost too much time. We're actually in the green.
Let's keep going.
In front of you now, keep your eyes open.
Uh-oh, someone spun.
Yellow flag. Watch
Uh-oh,
out.
uh-oh, uh-oh.
Sit my man, put it on his ass.
Alright, it looks like somebody spun out in that corner. They're in the inside, very difficult to see them. Just caught glimpse of them. It looks like it could have been one of the front guys. So we may gain a position after this. We'll have to see. Alright, the tyres are beginning to complain now. The tyres are not liking the level of stress I'm putting them under.
The gap in front is now 0.9.
Whoa, went right the way out.
6th place.
Onto the rumble strips.
Okay, Justin, lap times are pretty consistent.
Back down to third gear for that. That was a poor corner, poor exit for the corner. 1:27.2.
The gap to Schmitz behind is now 0.3.
He is right with us, Schmitz is. like we're doing okay through those series of corners.
Thanks, Kevin.
Again, we got an okay exit coming out of there. We've got a lap car in front of us. What's he going to do? Please no. He's going to get in that way. He's going right. He's going right. We're going to go left. No! Whoa! No! Oh, well, we almost hit him.
Clear left.
Clear, clear.
Oh, we've lost so much time. I had to jump on the brakes and hit it. He should have just stopped on that right hand side. He was going too slow.
Right side.
Now here he comes. Here comes Schmitz. Going to try and take me around the outside.
Still there.
I'm going to try and defend my position. I'll hold him out as long as I can.
Still there.
Still there.
Clear right.
Clear.
And he gives in. He knows that we're not going to both make it around here. So it gives me the space. He's going to save his energy for another run. 0.7 of a second down.
Your last lap time was at 128.0.
So we're much better through that corner this time. We need to be. Just take a little bit of curb there. It spits us a little wide out and just struggling to get back over to the other side of the track. We're not doing too badly. We got greens again. Get on the power early. Try and get a good exit out of there. So I'm not doing too bad. That was a nice exit,
Okay,
like that.
Justin, 10
Like
minutes
that
to
a
go.
lot.
That's 10 minutes left.
Got 10 minutes to go. Can I soak up this pressure from behind for 10 minutes or still pushing forward guys ahead?
Luke, would you mind going to the left or right, please?
You've got half your fuel left.
Alright, so it's going to be another good lap. We needed that. We needed the good lap. Oh, 126.9.
127.0.
126.9 was our time. We needed that. We got it. Schmitz behind it at 127.3. So we opened up a bit of a gap, but it looks like he's back on it again. I was slow through there. The tyres are just not giving me the feedback that I'm expecting from them. It's making me second guess my tyres. They're battling up air, which is good. It means they will come back to us. We haven't given up this fight yet. We can still take it to them. Any of them can crash into each other, take each other out. Just all someone needs to do is give it a little bit of a dive into one of the corners, and we could gain 3 positions out of all of this. So instead of being P6, we could be on the podium. We could be P3. So this is the battle, folks, for the box left of the podium. P3, P4, P5, P6, and behind me, P7.
That lap was at 127.3.
Wasn't that greatest of laps? Much better through there this time, though. That was good through there,
Right,
like that.
You're in this guy in. The gap's now 0.7.
I can smell blood, and I want it. Getting close. Just having to be very careful on the throttle application. Don't want to slide this around.
The gap to Schmitz behind is now 0.7.
Got a little bit of breathing space, not much though. Don't quite get to the apex there. Lost a little bit of speed on the middle section. Good exit. Just gingerly off the throttle there. A 126.7. Currently the fastest man on circuit. Oh no, minus the leader. I always seem to be much faster during the race than I am in qualifying. And again, as I explained before, I qualify on full race fuel, so it's not surprising. But as the fuel burns off for me, the car feels better. For these guys that qualified on low fuel, when they start the car, it feels awful. It will be getting better for them too, but it just works to my natural ability, I think.
Justin, don't let this guy distract you.
I'm having to be a bit ginger now because the tyres are not happy about being circles on my car. Haven't got the grip any longer.
5 minutes left.
127 dead.
127.0. Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace.
Really am struggling for grip. Having to really wait to get on throttle now. My tyres have given me all the grip that they can. They are going the other side of the mountain. That was a poor exit through there. I had to get out of the power to keep the car online. Had to get out of power. Smits is right behind us now. So I've got to soak up this pressure from behind. Maintain my focus, keep going on at it.
Okay, Justin, push now, we can catch this guy.
Cut the corner a hell of a lot then, but I seem to get away with that. No penalty points. A 126.9.
127.0.
There's a better exit through there. I'm still losing grip, but what I'm doing is I'm changing my lines to compensate for the lack of grip.
Oh, my monitor turned off.
Oh no!
Sorry, my monitor turned off.
Someone's monitor's turned off. Hardware failure in iRacing, folks. It's a little bit different to real racing, but it's still a hardware failure nonetheless. It's lapping pretty good so far. You can see the green bar is climbing there. That green bar is referencing our best practice time of a 127.3. Had to get out of power there because he went very long. And the guy behind is off! He's off! I took it all the way up to the curb and no more. Unfortunately, he took it up to the curb and a bit more, and there's no grip out there after the curb, and he's off. But I'm now being slowed right up by these guys in front, which means that Smits is immediately back on me. I can't take advantage of his mistake, but now it may give me the opportunity I need to get past these guys. We did a great lap last lap. But as we know, these guys are fast. We know that. They've kept me at bay all race long. They've pulled a gap at some points. But now as the race comes to a close, we are all together. Got to keep my nerve now. Because I'm now starting to think that maybe I can make a move. And if I can make a move, potentially we got third. If they make a move and they crash, potentially we could end up as a DNF. And I don't want that either. Try to use a bit of his slipstream.
Left side.
Left. Clear left.
Not really alongside him, so I'm going to give him the room he needs so that he can get around here safely, and I will live to fight another day.
Right side.
We got one to go. Oh no, Smith is right there.
If you need it.
He backs out of it. He knows that he can't go too wide through here, and the fact that he was off the last lap and onto the grass.
You're a second down in
Got
sector 3.
one more lap to go. He knows he can't risk it like that. The guys in front are racing hard. They could end up smashing into each other. That was close. Slight off track there. Don't care. It's the last lap. Not bothered.
Please, Justin.
No, not bothered. It's the last lap. Don't care. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you, mate.
Alright, we got a good run out of there. Don't think we've got enough to get the overlap. We haven't. I back out of it just so that we don't have an accident together. Really giving him some hassle now. Giving number 23 car as much grief as I can. Coming towards the line. Looks like he's got a good exit out of there. Got a good exit. I'm just pulling away from me. I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity again to hassle him anymore. I think that's it. We're going to have to settle for P6 unless the guys in front crash. So we've got some back markers.
Fuel remaining.
Got plenty of fuel on board.
You're in this
Got a good exit.
now, number 3.
We're going to be so close going over the line.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
Good race, guys. Good race, Roberto.
Yeah,
Oh, that's it. That's the end of the race. P6, guys.
Well done.
Woohoo! That was fantastic. What?
that is a great job, my
race.
man. Good job today.
Could have been more, but happy with that.